Picture this. You are in a meeting, or at a cafe, or talking to someone new, and you want to say something. You know what you want to say. The words are right there in your mind.
But something stops you. Your heart beats faster. Your mouth feels dry, and the words, they just stay stuck inside.
That feeling, that terrible, uncomfortable feeling. We all know it.
And if you have ever felt that, you are not alone. Millions of English learners feel exactly the same way.
The fear of speaking, the fear of making mistakes, the fear of sounding stupid.
I'm James.
And I'm Emma. And today on Enhance Your English, we're talking about confidence, specifically how to become confident while speaking English.
This is not about perfect grammar. This is not about sounding like a native speaker. This is about finding your voice and using it without fear.
And this episode is designed to help you learn English naturally, just by listening. While we talk about confidence, you're absorbing real English, the phrases, the rhythm, the way ideas flow.
So relax, listen, and at the end, we will give you our word tour 10 key words and phrases with clear meanings and examples.
Whether you're a beginner who is terrified to speak or an advanced learner who still freezes sometimes, this episode is for you.
Because confidence is not something you are born with, it's something you build step by step, word by word.
Let's begin.
Okay, Emma, let me start with a confession.
Oh, go ahead.
I used to be terrified of speaking English. Absolutely terrified.
Really? You? James, you literally talk for a living now.
I know, but when I was learning, when I was maybe 15, 16 years old, I would avoid speaking at all costs.
At all costs, no matter what, you would do anything to avoid it.
Yes, in English class, I would sit at the back. I would never raise my hand, and if the teacher called on me, my face would go red, my voice would shake, and I would give the shortest possible answer.
What were you afraid of?
Making mistakes, sounding stupid, people laughing at me, all of it.
And did people ever actually laugh?
No, not really. Maybe once or twice someone giggled, but mostly it was just in my head. The fear was bigger than the reality.
That is so common. We build up these huge, scary stories in our minds, and the reality is usually much gentler.
Exactly. What about you? Did you ever feel this way?
Oh, absolutely. I remember trying to order food in English when I was traveling, and I practiced in my head over and over. Can I have a coffee, please? Can I have a coffee, please? And then, when the moment came, when the waiter looked at me, my mind went completely blank. Blank. Empty. No thoughts, nothing.
And what happened?
I pointed. I just pointed at the menu and smiled, and the waiter nodded and walked away, and I felt like such a failure.
But you got your coffee.
I did, but I felt terrible about myself. Like, why can I not just speak? Why is this so hard?
And I think that's the question so many learners ask. Why is speaking so much harder than reading or listening?
Yes, why?
I think when you speak, you are vulnerable. You're exposing yourself.
Vulnerable, open to judgment, showing parts of yourself that could be criticized or rejected.
Exactly. When you read, you're safe. You're alone with the text. When you listen, you're absorbing. But when you speak, you are putting yourself out there. And that's scary.
And when you speak a foreign language, you sound different. You sound less smart than you really are, less funny, less interesting.
Yes, that's such a painful feeling. Knowing you are intelligent in your own language, but sounding like a child in English.
So how do we fix this? How do we become confident?
That's what we're going to explore together.
Okay, James, let me tell you the most important thing I learned about speaking English.
Please.
Mistakes are not the enemy. Mistakes are the path.
Oh, say more.
When I finally started speaking more, when I finally stopped hiding, I made so many mistakes, embarrassing mistakes, grammar mistakes, pronunciation mistakes, vocabulary mistakes.
Give me an example.
Okay, once I was trying to say, I'm so excited about this opportunity, but I said, I'm so exciting about this opportunity. And my friend very gently said, Emma, you are excited. The opportunity is exciting. And I felt so embarrassed. But also, I never made that mistake again.
That's the magic of mistakes. You remember them.
You do, because there's emotion attached. There's that little sting of embarrassment, and your brain goes, okay, got it, never again.
Whereas when you study grammar in a book, no emotion, no connection. You forget it in 5 minutes.
Exactly. So mistakes are not failures, they're lessons, they're progress.
I love that. Mistakes are progress.
But here's the hard part. You have to give yourself permission to make mistakes. You have to let go of the idea that you need to be perfect.
Perfectionism. That's the real enemy.
Perfectionism, the belief that everything you do must be flawless, and if it's not perfect, it's worthless.
And that belief will keep you silent forever because you'll never be perfect. Not in your native language, not in English, not in anything.
So the first step to confidence is acceptance. Accept that you will make mistakes. Accept that you will sound awkward sometimes. Accept that learning is messy.
Messy, not neat or organized. Chaotic, imperfect, but still valuable.
Yes, learning is messy, and that's okay.
Okay, so we accept mistakes. What's the next step?
The next step is practice. But, and this is important, safe practice.
Safe practice. What does that mean?
It means you do not start by speaking in high pressure situations. You do not walk into a job interview and try to become confident. That is too scary.
Right. That is like trying to learn to swim by jumping into the ocean during a storm.
Exactly. You need to start small in safe environments where the stakes are low.
Stakes. What you could lose if you fail. High stakes means a lot to lose. Low stakes means not much to lose.
So, where can people practice safely?
Hmm. With themselves first. This sounds strange, but talking to yourself in English is one of the best ways to practice.
Really?
Yes, because there is no judgment, no pressure. You can stop and restart. You can make mistakes and laugh about them. You can experiment with new words.
What do you talk about when you talk to yourself?
Anything. Sometimes I describe what I'm doing. Okay, now I am making coffee. I'm pouring the water. The smell is so good. Just simple narration.
Narration, describing what is happening as it happens, like a narrator in a movie or a book.
Exactly. Or sometimes I have imaginary conversations. I pretend I'm explaining something to a friend. Let me tell you about my day. First, I woke up late. Then,
That is brilliant. You're practicing sentence structure, vocabulary, fluency, all without any pressure.
fluency, the ability to speak smoothly and easily without stopping or struggling to find words.
And another safe practice is recording yourself. Just on your phone, say a few sentences, then listen back.
Oh, that is scary though.
It is, but it's so useful because you hear yourself the way others hear you. And often you realize you sound better than you thought.
Or you notice mistakes that you can fix.
Exactly. It's feedback without the fear of someone else judging you.
Okay, so we have talking to yourself, recording yourself. What else?
Language exchange, finding another learner or a patient native speaker and just chatting. Low pressure, just practice.
And online is great for this. You can find language partners from anywhere in the world.
Yes, and the beauty is they're probably nervous too, so you're both in the same boat. Both trying, both making mistakes, both learning.
In the same boat, in the same situation, experiencing the same challenges together.
And there's something comforting about that. You're not alone in your struggle.
Okay, before we continue, we want to pause for just a moment.
If you're finding this helpful, if you're thinking, yes, this is exactly what I needed to hear, please subscribe to enhance your English.
Just hit that subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds and it helps us so much.
When you subscribe, you get every new episode right away, and we release new conversations every week. Real topics, real English, all designed to help you learn naturally.
Also, please tap the like button. Leave a comment. Tell us about your biggest challenge with speaking English. We read every single comment and we genuinely care about your journey.
Your support means everything to us. It helps more English learners find this podcast, and it helps us keep creating these episodes for you.
Okay, thank you. Now, back to building confidence.
Let's talk about hesitation and how to deal with it.
Okay, Emma, let's talk about that moment, that terrible moment when you're speaking and suddenly you forget a word.
Oh, that moment. I know it well.
You're in the middle of a sentence, everything is going fine, and then blank, nothing. You cannot remember the word you need.
And you freeze. Your whole sentence stops and you stand there like, uh, uh.
Hesitation, pausing or stopping because you're uncertain or struggling to find words. It breaks the flow of speaking.
And it's so uncomfortable. You feel stupid. You feel like everyone is staring at you, waiting.
But here's what I learned. Hesitation is normal. Even native speakers hesitate.
They do?
All the time. They say, they say like, they say, they forget words, they restart sentences. It's part of natural speech.
That's true. I never thought about it that way.
The problem is when you hesitate in a foreign language, you think this is because my English is bad. But when you hesitate in your native language, you don't even notice it.
So, how do we handle hesitation without panicking?
First, learn filler phrases, words you can say while you're thinking.
Filler phrases, expressions that fill the silence while you're searching for the right word. They buy you time.
Exactly. In English, we say, let me think, or how can I say this, or what is the word, or just, hmm.
So, instead of silent panic, you keep talking, even if you're not saying the main word yet.
Yes. And it sounds natural. It sounds like you're thinking, not struggling.
That's a great strategy. What else?
Learn how to describe words you don't know. Use simpler words to explain the thing you want to say.
Give me an example.
Okay, let's say you forget the word screwdriver. You could say, the tool you use to tighten screws, the metal stick with a flat end.
Oh, so you work around the word you don't know.
Exactly. And often the other person will say, oh, a screwdriver. And then you learn the word in context.
That is brilliant. You turn forgetting into learning.
And the third strategy, just be honest. Say, I forgot the word. Say, my English isn't perfect. Please be patient. People are usually very kind.
That is so true. When you're honest and vulnerable, people want to help. They don't judge you, they support you.
And sometimes that honesty actually makes the conversation better, more real, more human.
Hmm, I love that.
Okay, let's talk about fluency because I think a lot of people think fluency means speaking perfectly, but it does not.
What does it mean?
Fluency means speaking smoothly, without long pauses, without constantly stopping to think. It does not mean you never make mistakes.
So, how do you build fluency?
Slowly, step by step. And here is the most important thing. You build fluency by speaking a lot, not by studying grammar for hours.
But that is scary. People do not want to speak until they feel ready.
I know, but the problem is you will never feel ready. You can study for years and still feel unprepared the first time you actually speak.
So, you just have to jump in?
You just have to jump in, and at first it will be messy. You will stop a lot. You will search for words. You will make mistakes.
But over time, it gets easier.
It gets so much easier. Your brain starts to recognize patterns. Words come faster, sentences flow more naturally, and suddenly you're speaking without thinking so hard.
How long does that take?
It depends. For some people, a few months of regular practice. For others, a year or two. But the key is regular. You cannot practice once a month and expect fluency.
Regular. Happening consistently at frequent intervals, not occasionally, not randomly, with a steady rhythm.
Yes, even 15 minutes a day is better than 3 hours once a week because your brain needs that consistent exposure.
Exposure. Contact with something. In this case, contact with the English language through speaking, listening, reading.
And here's another fluency tip. Do not translate in your head.
Oh, that is a hard one.
It is, but when you translate, when you think in your native language first and then try to convert it to English, it slows you down. It breaks your fluency.
So, what do you do instead?
You try to think in English, even if the thoughts are simple, even if the sentences are short. You train your brain to work directly in English.
How?
Practice. When you're walking, think in English. I am walking. The weather is nice. That is a big tree. Simple thoughts, simple sentences, but in English.
And over time, the thoughts get more complex?
Exactly. You're building a direct connection between your brain and English. No middleman, no translation step.
That makes so much sense. Okay, James, I want to talk about motivation because learning to speak confidently is hard and sometimes people give up.
They do. Why do you think that happens?
I think they expect too much too fast. They want to be fluent in 3 months, and when they're not, they feel like failures.
So they stop trying.
They stop trying. But what if we changed our mindset? What if instead of focusing on big goals, we celebrated small wins?
Small wins, little achievements, tiny moments of progress that show you're moving forward.
Exactly. Like today, I spoke to a cashier in English. Small win. Today, I used a new word correctly. Small win. Today, I understood a whole conversation without subtitles. Small win.
And when you notice these small wins, you feel good. You feel like you're progressing.
Yes, and that feeling, that sense of progress, that's what keeps you going.
I love this. Give me more examples of small wins.
Okay, you watched a video in English and laughed at a joke. That's a small win. You understood the humor.
You read a paragraph without looking up any words. Small win.
You had a 5-minute conversation and only hesitated twice. Small win.
You corrected yourself mid-sentence. Small win, because that means you heard your own mistake and fixed it.
Exactly. And these small wins, they add up day by day, week by week. And suddenly you look back and realize, wow, I've come so far.
And I think confidence grows from those small wins, not from one big moment, but from hundreds of tiny moments where you tried and it worked.
Yes, confidence is cumulative.
Cumulative, built up gradually over time, increasing bit by bit until it becomes significant.
So celebrate your small wins, write them down, notice them, be proud of them.
They matter more than you think. Okay, here's a metaphor that really helped me.
Tell me.
Confidence is like a muscle. You don't just have it or not have it, you build it. And the more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Oh, I love that.
When you first start lifting weights, you're weak. You can barely lift anything and it hurts and you want to quit.
Mm-hmm.
But if you keep going, even when it's hard, even when it hurts, slowly you get stronger. And what felt impossible at the beginning becomes easy.
And speaking English is the same.
Exactly the same. The first time you speak, it's terrifying. Your voice shakes, you forget words, you want to run away.
What if you keep speaking, even when it's uncomfortable, it gets easier.
It does. And eventually, speaking becomes normal. It doesn't scare you anymore. You just do it.
But you have to be consistent. You can't go to the gym once and expect muscles.
Exactly. You have to keep showing up, keep practicing, keep using that confidence muscle.
And some days will be harder than others.
Yes, some days you'll speak well, some days you'll struggle, and that's normal. Even bodybuilders have bad days at the gym.
But you don't quit just because one day was hard.
Never. You just come back the next day and try again.
I really love this metaphor. It makes confidence feel achievable, not magical, just trainable.
That's exactly the point. Confidence is not a gift. It's not something you're born with or without. It's something you build slowly, patiently, with effort.
And anyone can do it.
Anyone.
Okay, James, let's bring this home. What's the most important message from today?
I think the most important message is you don't need to be perfect to be confident. You just need to be brave enough to try.
Beautiful.
Every time you open your mouth and speak English, even if you make mistakes, even if you hesitate, even if you sound awkward, you're winning because you tried.
And the more you try, the easier it gets.
Exactly. So don't wait until you feel ready. You will never feel completely ready. Just start. Start messy, start scared, start imperfect, but start
And here's our challenge for this week. Are you ready?
ready.
Speak English out loud every single day, even just for 5 minutes, even if you're alone in your room, even if it feels ridiculous.
Talk to yourself, describe what you're doing, tell yourself about your day, practice conversations, anything, just use your voice.
Because confidence doesn't come from thinking about speaking, it comes from actually speaking.
And if you want to take it further, record yourself once this week, just 30 seconds. Listen back. Notice one thing you did well. Celebrate that small win.
Or if you're feeling really brave, speak to one person in English a friend, a language partner, anyone. Have a real conversation.
And remember, mistakes are progress. Hesitation is normal. Fluency takes time. Be patient with yourself.
You're doing better than you think, truly.
Okay, word tour time.
Let's do it. Perfectionism.
Perfectionism is the belief that everything you do must be flawless, and if it is not perfect, it is worthless. An unhealthy obsession with being perfect.
In today's episode, perfectionism is the real enemy. It keeps you silent because you will never be perfect.
Another example. His perfectionism prevented him from finishing projects. He always found flaws.
Repeat. Perfectionism.
Now, stakes.
Stakes means what you could lose if you fail. High stakes means a lot to lose. Low stakes means not much risk or consequence.
In today's episode, practice in safe environments where the stakes are low, where failure does not cost you much.
Another example. The stakes were high. If she failed this exam, she could not graduate.
Repeat. Stakes.
Next phrase, in the same boat.
In the same boat means in the same situation, experiencing the same challenges or problems together, sharing the struggle.
In today's episode, When you practice with another learner, you are both in the same boat, both trying, both making mistakes.
Another example. We are all in the same boat. Everyone here is struggling with the new system.
Repeat, in the same boat.
Now, hesitation.
Hesitation is pausing or stopping because you are uncertain or struggling to find words. It breaks the flow of speaking, a moment of doubt.
In today's episode, hesitation is normal. Even native speakers hesitate. They say, like,
Another example, there was a moment of hesitation before she answered. She was choosing her words carefully.
Repeat. Hesitation.
Next, filler phrases.
Filler phrases are expressions that fill the silence while you are searching for the right word. They buy you time to think without awkward silence.
In today's episode, learn filler phrases. Say, let me think. How can I say this? What is the word? Keep talking while you search.
Another example, he used filler phrases like well and you see constantly when he spoke.
Repeat. Filler phrases.
Now, fluency.
Fluency is the ability to speak smoothly and easily without stopping or struggling to find words. Flow. Natural rhythm. Not necessarily perfect.
In today's episode, fluency does not mean perfect. It means speaking smoothly without long pauses.
Another example. After a year of practice, her fluency improved dramatically. She spoke with confidence.
Repeat. Fluency.
Next, exposure.
Exposure means contact with something. In language learning, it means regular contact with the language through speaking, listening, reading, or writing.
In today's episode, your brain needs consistent exposure to English. Daily contact is better than occasional long sessions.
Another example. Children learn languages through exposure. They hear it constantly around them.
Repeat. Exposure.
Now, small wins.
Small wins are little achievements, tiny moments of progress that show you are moving forward. They build motivation and confidence.
In today's episode, celebrate small wins. Today I used a new word correctly. Today I understood a joke. These matter.
Focus on small wins. Each one brings you closer to your big goal.
Repeat. Small wins.
And our last word, cumulative.
Cumulative means built up gradually over time, increasing bit by bit until it becomes significant, the result of many small additions.
In today's episode, confidence is cumulative. It grows from hundreds of tiny moments where you tried and it worked.
Another example, the damage was cumulative. Years of stress slowly took their toll.
Repeat, cumulative.
And those were our 10 words from today. Choose the one that resonated most with you and try to use it this week.
Remember, this episode is here for you. You can listen again. You can pause and repeat phrases. You can practice the concepts we talked about.
And our challenge, speak English out loud every day this week. Even 5 minutes, even alone, just use your voice.
Write in the comments, what is your biggest challenge with speaking English? We read every single comment. We care about your journey.
If this episode helped you, please share it with one person who is also learning English. Help us reach more learners who need this message.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep trying, keep being brave.
Your accent is fine. Your mistakes are normal. Your voice matters.
Speak, even when you're scared, especially when you're scared.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.